All right, guys. So I am back home for 3 days before I go back out on the road working again. So in that time, I want to catch up on videos, want to catch up on things around the house. But first, I wanted to update you guys. I got some new feeders. You may not be able to tell that, but my feeders were running low, and the weather here in Texas is so damn hot that I just couldn't get anything online because they're not going to ship it or everything would die. So fortunately, I caught a ride with a friend of mine into the city, and we went to a PetSmart, and I bought a bunch of feeders, which will hopefully get me through until the weather cools off, and I can get some more roaches and start my colony over. But in the meantime, we have got down here some crickets. I bought both large and small, some mealworms, and some waxworms. So I've got plenty of food. I'll just show you guys real quick. When I got home with the two different sized crickets, I had a dilemma because I only had one container, and so I tried to figure out how to fix that problem. And I just custom cut a cardboard separator. I glued some straws next to each other for a guide down on the bottom as well, and on this side, just to kind of keep the divider in place. So I've got large crickets here, small crickets here. We'll see how well the barrier works later on. But for now, let me stop talking and let me go start getting some spiders, because it is feeding time, y'all. Get a drink, get some popcorn, strap in. Alright, so I thought I would start with my mother Phidippus audax. She has just recently emerged from the nest after faithfully guarding her eggs to the hatching stage, so it is time to feed her. I did give her a baby hisser the other day. I just got some crickets, so I'm going to try to give her a cricket and let's see what she does with it. I got to tell you, I really hate using crickets, but the weather sucks in Texas right now. It's in the upper 90s every day, so I cannot get roaches right now. So I had to go to a local pet supply chain and get some feeders, and I got some crickets, and I got some mealworms and waxworms, as you know. So that should keep them fed for a while. Nice little takedown. That cricket never had a chance. These little bull jumpers, they are insane little hunters. They're great parents as well. She's done really good with her second brood. You may know that I tried to I was going to separate the babies. I removed her from the nest. I was going to separate the babies, and I was having too much difficulty opening the sack without risking crushing a bunch of them. So I just put it in another deli cup and misted the snot out of it. And then I'm going to let them come out on their own, and then I'll start separating them. But in the meantime, Mama has got herself a well-deserved meal because she produced me another huge clutch of these beautiful little spiders that hopefully I will be able to replenish around my home. Maybe I'll see some of them next year, and who knows, I might get rid of some of them as well. But there is the first feeding. Let's move on to the next one. All right, so I decided to switch it up a bit. There's not going to be, I'm not going to make any promises on the next 5 or 6 animals that we attempt to feed, because I don't know if they will or not, but we'll at least get some updates on them. This one right here is my Leiurus quinquestriatus, looking quite fat. It's been that way for a couple of months. I don't know if it's going to feed for us, but we'll find out here in just a second. Let's see if it wants to eat or if it wants to run from the prey, which is what it usually does. Scorpions are very bashful animals, unfortunately. So a lot of times it's difficult to get good footage of them. And if nothing happens here pretty soon, I am going to move on to the next one. Yeah, see, it's just kind of not paying any attention to the cricket at all. So we're going to move on to the next one, but that has been my Deathstalker scorpion. Up next is the deadliest scorpion in my collection, but not necessarily the most dangerous or aggressive, as you will probably soon see when I try to offer it a cricket. These guys, I don't know what it is about them, but they get frightened of their prey and they just don't do anything. But I can leave these feeders in there and later on they will be gone. So they eat, it's just sadly they don't eat on camera and stuff like that a lot, so that just kind of sucks, but what can you do? Go check out Chuck Hall's Scorpion King, because he's got the scorpion feeding videos. But there it is. That is my Hottentotta tamulus. That is the Indian red scorpion, the most venomous scorpion on earth. Not very dangerous looking though, is it? Let's move on. So before we get started with this next feeding, I just want to give you all a quick heads up early on in this video. This is going to be actually several videos because I'm going through my entire collection. And whether they feed or not, I'm still going to put them on camera and try to update as well. So I'm trying to cram a whole bunch of stuff into 2 days to keep you guys satisfied until I get back from working and can do some more. So there you go. You've been warned. This is probably going to take place over 2 days. I'll do some videos tonight. I will do some videos tomorrow. But they'll all be feeding attempts and maybe some updates if we have them. So now, that being said, let's move on to the third scorpion that probably will not feed for us. Quick update on this one. This is one of my Hottentotta Franz Verneri. I've had very bad luck with these guys, but I've still got 2 left. This one recently molted, so I was excited to see that. Now let's see if it wants to eat. See, that is the typical response that I get out of my scorpions. I don't get it. How do you guys that have scorpions, that have all these scorpion videos, make such kick-ass videos? Because I can't get my scorpions to do anything. I mean, see? Oh, that pissed it off. Yeah, see, it just doesn't want to be messed with. But, like I said, I'll leave the cricket in there. Later on, there'll just be pieces. You already see there's a boneyard in this guy's enclosure, so it does eat. Like I said, I discovered that it had molted probably 3 days ago. I don't know how long it had been, but you can see by its tail, it's just warning the cricket, get the hell away from me. But it'll eat it later on. So let's move on to the next scorpion. Which brings me to my last Hottentotta Franz Verneri. And now that I've opened up the container, you can see there are still pinhead roaches in here. I'm sorry, I take that back. This is the one that just recently molted. I think 2 days ago I was doing some watering and I discovered that this one had molted, so it may not be interested in feeding right now, but at least you get an update and a little bit of a look at it. So now let's go find something else to feed, since we haven't had any great takedowns since the jumping spider. Hold on, let me go find something. Alright, so these next 2 are probably going to be the last 2 of this video, and then we will do another video, and we'll just keep doing videos until we get to the whole collection. This is a Phonoplema Annex number 2. Getting startled by a cricket. This is the one that was not doing so well when it showed up, and has now become quite strong and independent. Now, they have never been fed crickets, and of course now the cricket's playing dead, so they don't really know what to do, unfortunately. But it's what I've got. I don't want to use mealworms because then they burrow themselves. At least with a cricket, if I check back later and the cricket is still in there, I know to remove it, because a tarantula sling of this size, which is probably 1.5 inches, 2 inches, a cricket could easily eat it. So we don't want that to happen. So I will check back later and see that the spider is happily munching on the cricket, or I will remove it. So let's move on to the next one. So I just wanted to apologize for the quality of this image right now. This is the best I can get. This is a Phonoplema Annex number 2. I believe it just took down a cricket, but it's holed up way back there. You can kind of see it. This is the one that molted in transit, and it just recently molted a couple of weeks ago as well. So unfortunately, we didn't get to see them, but guys, they are really starting to put on their adult colors. They're a gorgeous little species. Sorry we couldn't get to see them. I'm going to make that the end of the first part of some epic feedings, I hope. So if you enjoyed it, let me know with a thumbs up and a comment, but I'm going to end it right there and not use the rest of my closing lines because we've got more video to go. Be looking for that, guys. Thank you for your support. Thanks for watching. Get ready for some more feedings.